This week's topic is an interesting one, at least for me.
Why is that?
Because we are getting into a product that is rife with a lot of Paul exhaling and eye rolling. Mm-hmm. But I really do sort of participate in certain aspects of the earthy, crunchy lifestyle.
Well, here's the thing is that I think that we're going to come down on the same side on a lot of this, because I think that, even as crunchy granola as I can be, I think that we're going to come down on the same side on a lot of this, maybe for different reasons.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I hope Middle America is holding on to something pretty tight and may want to bite down on something as well, because we're going organic, man. The show is going organic.
The show is going no GMO, all organic, gluten-free.
HFCS free.
Yeah, there are no hydrofluorocarbons
That's
in
right.
this episode.
That's right.
It's great for the ozone layer.
No CFCs, no BMWs.
Uh-huh.
So this is Paul.
And this is Nick.
And this is Cereal.
Cereal!
Yeah, when we talked about this week's cereal, this one was more recognizable to me than I thought originally.
What do you mean?
Like, I've seen this one in regular, air quote, grocery stores. I don't have any of the fancy grocery stores near me, so the option for a lot of organic, non-GMO, free-range, vegan stuff is not as recognizable to me. But this one has really broken through, and I've seen it available in just about every grocery store I've ever been to.
We've brought this cereal up a couple of times, in passing, mostly as a joke. But yeah, I'm surprised at its ubiquity too. It's kind of crazy how far reaching it is.
So what we're going to talk about today is the Envirokidz cereals from a company called Nature's Path.
Nature's Path to the Envirokidz.
Nature's Path is a all organic, fancy schmancy, earthy, crunchy food company. Envirokidz is their cold cereal line that is more of what we would call a traditional breakfast cereal, and it's the cereal with the animals on it.
It's the cereal with the animals on it. And doesn't Envirokidz sound like some kind of knockoff Captain Planet?
Yeah, it definitely feels like a Nick Jr. kind of thing.
Yeah, like a some kind of cross between Dora the Explorer and Captain Planet, but knockoff in some way.
Yeah, it's a house brand of toys for a Toys R Us. It's like, oh, I didn't get Barbie, I got Envirokidz. So Nature's Path, founded in 1985, they're headquartered in Richmond, British Columbia. That's also kind of cool. First Canadian company we're talking about here on the Super Cereal Podcast.
Yeah, Canadians getting into the act here.
Mm-hmm. They have a kind of a long history, but before 1985, they had their roots in a lot of family farms, healthy, conscientious farming. And I was trying to figure out how to word this, but I mean, it's not paleo, but a lot of ancient diets, diets from ancient civilizations.
Like cavemen eating bowls of cereal, milking the woolly mammoth so they can get some cream. So this is what was really just a little too much for me, but it was, bread making practices derived from Egyptian times. It's just too much. Just because it's Egyptian doesn't mean that it's better than what we currently have. We've made a lot of progress in making bread, and you don't have to buy, Sara Lee Wonder Bread or whatever in order to get a good bread. It doesn't have to be ancient in order for it to be good.
Well, what is that ancient grain that we've talked about in the past?
Quinoa?
I feel like it's something more ancient.
More ancient than quinoa?
More ancient than quinoa. That's not a stone.
I don't know that there is anything more ancient than quinoa.
No, it's in like the ancient grain cereal, the ancient grain breads. It's besides quinoa. It's not millet, but it's some weird...
farro.
Oh, God. Of course the Egyptians made bread out of farro.
Come on, you're better than that.
You are better than that.
Egyptians. Come on.
Ancient Egypt has sunk to my level of humor. No, but it's something like this.
I think that it's because you have a paleo version of humor. It's just that
that's right. I'm a caveman humor.
Your humor is so ancient and so it's really just you're just being a much more pure version of humor is what you're using. People think that it's terrible, but you're just using like a more pure version.
Yeah, it's definitely unrefined.
It's mostly unrefined.
So that kind of stuff. So using those types of old grains that are good for you that we've been eating for a long time as a species. So I read some of their... I really did a lot of reading, and they have a really interesting website. Lots of community stuff, lots of blogs. And again, it's for a guy like me, it's just... I want to... that's the noise I want to make when I read everything. But they do have some impressive stats. Just as a company and the things that they've accomplished, no matter how you feel about this type of thing, a quick couple bullets here. In 1989, they built the first certified organic cereal processing plant in North America.
Oh, wow. That's intense.
In British Columbia. And in 1999, they built the second one in Washington State. Everything they have, every single product they sell, and this is Nature's Path, so not just the Envirokidz. Nature's Path, everything they sell is non-GMO, certified organic, and vegetarian. And many of their products are vegan and or gluten-free. So they started with this bread called Manna Bread, and that's now a complete line of breads and different types of spreads, like nut spreads and things like that. Yeah. They have tons of cereal products. They've got bars and cookies and waffles and organic, non-GMO, vegetarian toaster pastries. So they've got a full product offering. What I really find interesting is it's almost like kind of like an Amy's story, which I am a big fan of Amy's. So the Amy's story is that they wanted to have better, easy to prepare, ready to eat food to serve their daughter Amy, and they have sort of this thing about nature. Nature's Path has that same thing. They want to have good food that's ready to eat. So let's get right into Envirokidz.
Envirokidz.
This is the first time I ever purchased and tried this product.
Yeah, me too.
Which one? So I'm going to go through their products real quick.
Yeah.
Based off their website, I was able to find 7 cold cereals out of the Envirokidz line. They have Gorilla Munch Corn Puffs.
Is that like their Kicks?
Yes, good call. I couldn't really figure it out. Yeah, it'd be like a Kick. So just a standard corn puff.
Yeah.
Peanut Butter Panda Puffs.
That would be their Captain Crunch Peanut Butter Crunch.
Correct. They have Chocolate Choco Chimps. Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs.
Chocolate Koala Crisp.
You got me on that one.
That's the Cocoa Krispies.
Cocoa Krispies, all right.
Peanut Butter and Chocolate Leapin' Lemurs.
That's the Reese's Puffs.
Right. They have Cinnamon Jungle Munch.
No, what? Yeah, what is that? That doesn't sound like anything.
It's like a cinnamon Captain Crunch puff.
Okay.
Which I feel like they did like in the 70s.
Right.
Cinnamon Crunch.
Yeah.
And then Lightly Frosted Amazon Flakes.
Frosted Flakes, yeah?
Yeah.
Lightly Frosted Amazon Flakes.
Yeah, lightly frosted. Come on, people. Not too much frosting. Right. And Amazon Flakes is awesome. So I ended up going to Kroger. They have like a big organic section, and they had all of these except for the Amazon Flakes. I ended up picking up the Peanut Butter Chocolate Leapin' Lemurs and the Cinnamon Jungle Munch. The reason I did the Peanut Butter Chocolate Lemurs is that I'm trying the Peanut Butter Panda Puffs and the Chocolate Choco Chimps at the same time.
It's a good move. It's a nice move. I ended up only being able to get the Peanut Butter Panda Puffs, even though there is a Whole Foods in my area. I wasn't able to get there, so I just went to Target. That was literally the only one that they had. They only had the Peanut Butter Panda Puffs. A lot of Cascadian farms nearby, but not that was the only Envirokidz one.
All right, so what'd you think?
Okay, so Peanut Butter Panda Puffs. I pour it into the bowl. I'm just gonna walk you through it like I always do, Paul. Mm-hmm. I pour into the bowl. First thing I notice is I feel like that the puffs are a little smaller than
dwarf puffs.
So I poured it into the bowl. It's smaller than I think it is, it's smaller than I thought it would be.
Smaller than the average puff.
Smaller than the average puff. I pour the milk on top, and I am struck by one. Even as I get to the bottom of the thing, it's still crunchy. It still has that same like Captain Crunch. It still has the same structure because I use soy milk, so things get soggier in soy milk faster than they do in like a regular milk. Nick's Science Corner: the fats that are in a regular cow milk make it so that cereal stays crunchy longer than if you were to pour like a skim milk or a soy milk or an almond milk on top. So it did stay crunchy the whole way through, which was impressive. They didn't have the biochemical engineers that created peanut butter crunch in order to create it. So ate it. The only thing I really noticed that was different was that it didn't have that slick like oil taste that peanut butter crunch has. It didn't have that slickness to it. Otherwise, it's almost indistinguishable. It still tastes like peanut butter, or that vague suggestion of peanut butter that both the cereals have. It's still very sweet. That was my taste impression of it. What did you think when you bit into some of these?
They were hard as dude. Oh my God. I ate them for dinner today, for breakfast this morning, and for breakfast yesterday. And the lower half of my mouth is like a little bit raw.
So you felt like that you need to have soaked it like some granola.
Oh my God, they were so hard.
Oh man.
So the peanut butter chocolate Leap and Lemurs, which I'm going to use every opportunity to say Leap and Lemur.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
The peanut butter chocolate Leap and Lemurs were really good. But the one thing about the peanut butter, and you touched on this a little bit, is there's not that just rolled and creamy peanut butter texture.
Right.
I felt like the flavor was really good, but it wasn't like as potent as I'm used to.
Oh, you didn't feel that the taste was all the way there?
It wasn't all the way there.
Yeah. It was like 80% PVC.
Yep. It was still, the Leap and Lemurs were still really good though. Really good. I mean... And it wasn't terrible. Here's the thing, too, that it wasn't terribly expensive, at least where I got them. Mm-hmm. They're not trying to go low sugar or anything like that.
Right.
If you're a parent or if you have a parent that is like all into organic and all that stuff, these are better than what you're expecting. I'm expecting every time I have to eat like an organic, non-GMO, no high fructose corn syrup cereal, I'm expecting Uncle Sam.
You should not expect Uncle Sam every time that you have a low sugar cereal.
Yeah. It's like whenever we go to, like, we have breakfast with my parents, it's like, hey, Paul, do you want toast? And I'm like, well, what kind of toast is it? And it's like, oh, it's this, 12 grain flaxseed whole wheat. No thanks, Mom.
No thanks. Like, I'd rather have the terrible thing for my body.
Yeah. It's like this bread weighs as much as like a 4-year-old.
Paul, I don't understand, but like, I mean, I know this is off topic, but toast is like all about what you put on top of the toast. Like, what does it matter what the toast is made out of?
Because I've noticed that the denser and like more crap is in the bread, the topping, as you chew the bread, the topping wears out, and then you're stuck with this awful bread.
I know that your usual way of eating the bread is to just lick all the stuff off the top of the bread and then eat the bread. But like, if you eat them all at the same time, then you don't have that problem.
I eat my toast like Oreo cookies, basically. This is what we're talking about here.
You put the jam on top, and then you just lick the whole thing, and then you tear it in half, and you eat the halves one by one. Yeah, that's not the way that everybody else eats the toast, though.
That's okay. That's fine. I think this topic too is a perfect, and we're going to get into this a little bit more, but it's sort of a perfect description of the weirdness of my eating habits. Like, I will buy crappy white bread, but I will top it with all natural French jam that costs 3 times more than like a regular jam.
Right. Yeah. And then, I mean, with your eating habits, you have to go like mega stuff.
Heavy jam, natural peanut butter, organic honey, all that stuff on top of my loaf of white bread that was 89 cents. It's just bizarre.
Yeah, it's basically like you have all these beautiful, amazing ingredients. Farmers gave it to you, like you saw them wring it out of the bees themselves into the jar.
Yeah.
And then that's how you make honey, right? They just wring bees, right? They just kind of like twist the bees around until the honey drips out of them.
Yeah, that's how they make olive oil too. They just twist the olive oil till a drop comes out.
Exactly. They just twist each individual olive and they just kind of twist it around, and then the juice that comes out is immediately oil. Right. Mm-hmm. So anyway, you get all this amazing honey and this jam and stuff like that. And then you're like, well, I guess I need some conveyance in order to eat all of these condiments. Let's just buy a loaf of poison. I'm just gonna have some of this this airbrush white poison, and I'm just gonna eat it on top of that. It'll be fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It just goes right through you.
It's just fine. I'm just going to buy this loaf of trans fat. I'm just going to slice it up and toast it up.
No trans fat. Thank you. It's bleached, refined flour.
Fair enough.
I had the Leap and Lemurs. They were pretty good. I mean, they're good. I will finish the box. Like, I got to be honest. I probably, oh man, I feel bad saying it, but I probably wouldn't buy it again. I mean, it's sort of like, it's not the same.
So, like, if you had a choice between the Reese's Puffs and Leap and Lemurs, you would choose the Reese's Puffs.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 times.
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10.
Interesting. Okay.
So I was torn between I really wanted the lightly frosted Amazon flakes because those are called Amazon flakes because they're sweetened with cane sugar from the Amazon.
Seems like, I don't think that you need to pull it directly from the Amazon.
And they have a blue parrot on the cover.
Sure. Yeah. Well.
But so I was torn between the Gorilla Munch corn puffs, which instantly I decided no. Came down to the chocolate koala crisp or the cinnamon jungle munch. Mm-hmm. I really wanted the chocolate koala crisp because I love Cocoa Krispies, but I really studied the box and the product just didn't look very good.
Interesting.
It looked like Rice Krispies without the holes. You know what I mean?
How would it make the crispy sound without the holes? I
have no idea. Now, there's no guarantee of a sound.
That's true.
This is not Snap, Crackle, Pop and the Fourth Beatle.
Pow.
Pow. Yes, Snap, Crackle, Pop, Pow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a good choice.
they need to drop that. They need to drop that Fourth Beatle. Yeah.
So I passed on that. I went with the Cinnamon Jungle Munch, too, because that one I felt like there was nothing else like it. So I was like, I got to try this. Pellets are the same size as the ones you and I had. Mm-hmm. It is so cinnamony.
Really?
I think it's right up your alley.
Interesting. I do enjoy that.
Super cinnamony.
Wow. Okay.
Not as good as the other ones, though, I think. Maybe it might just be me with it just might be my taste buds, but it was very, very, very cinnamony.
Yeah. What do you got against cinnamon?
Nothing.
What's your problem with cinnamon?
It was too much. Too much cinnamon, I think. But for a guy like you, might be the right amount of cinnamon.
Might be the right amount.
As I'm doing my research, as I'm eating my fancy cereal here, it's interesting because I understand what they're going for. Mm-hmm. And I actually do believe in a lot of this type of stuff. I'm big on sort of like a sustainable concept of living. You know, sure. We have a lot of like old furniture and we'll buy it like from a resale place. Like we're using a lot of stuff. I do sort of prefer things like if you had a choice between something that was organic and not organic and the two are identical, I mean, obviously you would pick the organic one. You would cut out sugar when possible. I've reduced my soda consumption as much as possible. Right. But I don't know why it's just the way that the story is told that it's just like, ugh.
Well, that's the thing is that this whole cereal line is being sold on a story, and it's not necessarily about it being healthier because it's not healthier than the other cereals. Like, you know, this only has 2 grams less sugar than the peanut butter crunch, like the Panda Puffs.
How much did yours have? Is it 8?
It has 7 grams of sugar.
Yeah, so the lemurs have 8. You're absolutely right.
It has 130 calories, and then with milk, it's 170 calories, and that's more than Peanut Butter Crunch has. Uh-huh. Peanut Butter Crunch has more vitamins. There's more fat or more fats in general, because there's apparently a negligible amount of trans fat in peanut butter crunch. It has, a pretty equal amount of fiber. It has a pretty equal, everything's pretty much equal by comparison. The only thing that's different is that, the ingredients in Panda Puffs are certified organic, which doesn't necessarily mean that they're better for you or healthier for you. It just means it's just about the process.
Right.
That, it doesn't use pesticides, it doesn't use GMOs, it doesn't use anything like that. So you're buying the process and you're buying the story. You're not necessarily buying a better, healthier product.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. There's two things about Nature's Path though that I do appreciate. One is if you do look at the ingredients, one thing it does not list, which drives me crazy, is natural flavor.
Yeah.
Like the concept that natural flavor could be an ingredient that is like, what are we making, cigarettes? Like, it's just, and I've read so many different articles about that's a legal thing. They're allowed to say natural flavor, and that's sort of where they lump in like the secret to the flavor that they're using.
Right.
So it can't be copied, but it's also just a way for them to tuck away all the stuff they're putting in this that you don't know about. So that's one thing that I really think is cool about Nature's Path. You read the ingredient label, you recognize everything that's there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The other thing that I've noticed with cereal especially is there must have been some kind of law passed where companies have to disclose if they're using genetically modified ingredients. So I'm seeing it on General Mills and Kellogg's products where it will say manufactured with some or partially or what, manufactured with some genetically modified ingredients. Mm-hmm. And that's something where I'm not quite sure where I stand on that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I understand the benefits of some genetically modified foods, and I also understand how that could be a slippery slope. And so I get it, and I understand it. I don't think it's as dire for us at right now. I think that maybe if we started down a GMO path in 20 years, maybe, or 10 years, maybe even, I can see how that could be dangerous for us in the future.
Right. Or in the synthetic meat.
Yeah. Well, synthetic meat is a different thing entirely. I think that we'll all be eating crickets in a few years, though. That's gonna be the next thing for us. Are you excited about eating crickets?
They got a nice crunch to them.
Cricket flour is becoming a thing. I've heard that. I'm not lying to you. Cricket flour is going to be a thing. I think it's already actually a thing that people are using in order to make cookies and stuff, in order to add extra protein into the cookies.
So what is it? Just a flour derived from dead crickets?
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
That is weird. See, now you lost me. I really was coming over to your side, and now I'm going back to gold medal flour.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I like the idea of making a synthetic meat. Especially since they've got a lock on chicken. There's one company that's got chicken down to the texture, down to the fibers, down to everything. Although I also am somebody that doesn't think that you need necessarily synthetic meat. Just eat good vegetables. I like a vegetarian spot that is focused on vegetables and isn't trying to fake a hamburger. I'm not gonna eat a fake hamburger thinking I'm gonna eat a hamburger. They're not gonna be the same, and they shouldn't be the same. But,
yeah, it's a black bean patty that's just trying to be a black bean patty.
Right. If I'm gonna eat a vegetarian hamburger, I'm okay with eating a black bean patty. Those can be very good on their own as long as they're not trying to pretend to be hamburgers. That's what I'm cool with. I'm cool with vegetarian places that are, let's make vegetables as good as they can be. There's a lot of vegetables that are very tasty. There's a lot of ways that we can make vegetables really good. Let's do that instead of focusing on trying to fake meat stuff with vegetables. That just seems like a waste of time.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work, and you could be focusing your time on better efforts, on better things.
I got a little game for us.
A game?
Well, a little discussion. Don't get too excited. Tell me the most Paul thing that you eat and enjoy.
Uh-huh.
And I will have to tell you the most Nick thing that I eat and enjoy.
Okay. This is going to be interesting. The most Paul thing that I eat is There are these, where I get them is not Paul at all. I get them from the Asian market. And I can't actually read the label, but they're these.
Oh, the Paul meter is really low right now.
But they're Funyuns, basically. That's all they are. They're Funyuns from Asia. And so like they're like Funyuns, but like their onion flavor is like turned up, and it's so good. Probably super bad for you. I can't read it, so I don't know how bad it is for me, but it's so good.
God, I do love Funyuns, man.
Funyuns are good, dude. They taste
and your
so
breath
good.
is like so bad after.
Oh, it's the worst. Like you could like if you ate enough Funyuns and like breathed on like a wooden house, it would just burn down, I feel like.
Yeah, like if you breathe on a plant, it just dies.
It would just wither and die right there. If you were to talk to, like if you ate a bunch of Funyuns and then went into a meeting and talked to somebody, their face would just melt like like the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah. So wait, you don't eat hot dogs?
No, we don't. I don't buy meat here.
But you eat meat out.
Yeah, if we're, I thought that we're just including things that we buy from the grocery store. Are we going to include things?
No. Just in general, yeah. Because every time we talk, it's like, oh, I get this bread from the farmer's market. I get these yellow raisins that have their roots in ancient Venice.
Okay, well then let me talk about. Oh God.
Well, let me ask you this: what did you eat when you went to the Chargers game?
Oh, so I went to the Rams game. The
Rams game.
So there's this. Again, I'm going to describe this, and the Paul meter is going to go real low. But the first thing I had when I went to the Rams game was there's this local place called Soul Sausage. It's there's only 2 locations, and they have this like pop up that's outside of the stadium.
Okay.
On game day, and it's Korean sausages. And so I just had like this giant spicy Korean sausage with like Korean spices, and it was a kalbi meat sausage, super good. And then after that, I had an entire bag full of the saltiest popcorn that I've ever had in my life.
Yes, there we go. Now something I understand.
And then just water, because I don't drink soda either. So just that. And like I brought it because I went with my buddy Derek, and we were sitting in the stands, and I was like, I bought this bag of popcorn. And he was like, cool, I'll have some in a little bit. And by the time he was like ready to have some, I like almost completed the entire bag myself. And it was like, it was like 2 feet high, this bag of popcorn.
It sounds very LA to me that they had a Korean sausage place.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, and like that was the thing, was like there's the Coliseum is a very old stadium, and it's not like they have state of the art like restaurant facilities inside the stadium, but like on the outside, yeah, it's very LA to have a bunch of like restaurant pop-ups that are like all the way around the track around the stadium, like just outside.
I'm gotta think of the most Nick thing I eat.
Yeah,
and I feel like it's gonna be the sort of like this feeling you have inside that you're like, oh, I think this is really Paul, but it's not very Paul. I feel the same way about it.
Yeah.
You're just going to make fun of everything. So here today for lunch, we went to West Egg Cafe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I had the egg sandwich for lunch.
That's definitely something that I would do. Yeah.
But it was regular bread, but it had avocado and thick cut bacon and some weird candied tomato spread.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, that sounds good. Like tomato jam?
Yeah, exactly. It was something like that. What else? I do like quinoa burgers.
What is that, a loofah?
It's a quino.
Yeah, quinoa burgers are good, right?
Like they're really good. I mean, I can't overdo it because I will be out of commission. But like if I'll go somewhere and if they have a quinoa burger, it's a pretty good chance I'm eating it.
When you say out of commission, do you mean like the same way that Brett's out of commission when he eats Life cereal?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, boy. Yeah, it's a little too much. A little too much for me sometime. What else is very Nick? I think you won. But I think that football game put you over the edge.
The only time I ever eat things that I think that cross over to the Paul boundary is either when I'm at like a game, or like a stadium, or when I'm on a road trip. So like when Jillian and I drive up to San Francisco, we end up passing through this place called Tejon Ranch. Yeah, we always get gas at the same place, and we always stop by the Wendy's because like that's our cheat time. That's the time when we're like, okay, we're gonna get spicy chicken nuggets, we're gonna get our spicy chicken sandwiches, and we're gonna get on the road, and we're gonna eat all those fries, and we're gonna get Frosties. And
yes.
Same
got to.
Yeah, same thing with In-N-Out. If we're going to have In-N-Out, it's usually when we're on the road or if there's somebody from out of town that really wants In-N-Out. But mostly road trips is just the only time that happens.
Yeah, I'm definitely a big fast food guy on road trips, mostly for time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a road trip is the perfect excuse to eat crap.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, I got to stay awake.
I got to make time.
I'm so tired. Yeah. I better have a 64-ounce Coke. Keep me awake. And then the cup doubles as a urinal.
Yeah, for sure. And then me, I'm like, well, I need the trail mix to keep myself awake because I need something to graze on. And,
exactly.
Because that's the only way I stay awake on road trips is I have to constantly keep grazing. I have to constantly I'm like a cow. I have to keep chewing or else I just fall asleep. And that's. I mean, me, I don't drive. So
that's right. So you're just chilling. What do you need to stay awake for?
Because
what the hell is this?
It's rude. It's rude to fall asleep with someone else driving. That's because like my job as the passenger, as the navigator, as the person
as the Commander Riker.
Yeah, as the number 2 is like I am in charge of I'm in charge of making sure that I can communicate with the driver, make sure that she's awake, she's cool, she's comfortable. If there's if we get like a fast food and tops have to be opened or fries have to be spilled out or dips, I'm in charge of the dips and all that kind of stuff to make sure I'm facilitating the driver. And if
the burger has to be opened up and the paper wrapped around half of it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's a clutch position.
It's a clutch position. And so I'm facilitating. And so if I fall asleep on the job,
my favorite road trip teamwork piece is if I have a bottle of some sort, my wife will hold the bottle and I'll twist it open.
Very nice.
So I don't have to two-hand it. I'm like, yes. This is like how a doctor and a nurse work during surgery. It's so well timed. Yeah. I was like, all right, cool. We get the bag, I pass it over, we hit the road, papers are opened up, Egg McMuffin is wrapped in half, the napkin is put on my knee, the hash brown is ready to go. Yeah. It's a good team. Nick, I think you and I could road trip this show, and it could have a dashboard cam turn the other way, and it could be something.
It could be something. We can make it work, man. We can make it work.
We could end all war by showing how well the two of us manage a road trip.
I mean, at the very least, we just create instructional videos and then we sell those. That could be our alternate financial stream. How to road trip videos. Yeah,
and then there would be a percentage decline in highway accidents because we're showing people how to properly drive together.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what this leads to if you're driving alone? Get a friend.
You have to get a friend. You got to carpool. You got to start carpooling, and that's better for the environment.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I have to say I'm glad we started with Nature's Path when with our first organic non-GMO cereal.
Why that specifically?
I really like that they are still a privately owned company. I think that's really cool. I also like the fact that they have a line of, they sort of get it. They can't just make granola. They can't just make bran flakes. They've got these flavors that are comparable to sort of the major brands out there that kids are going to naturally be attracted to. And I like that they have products that sort of cater to that. And they're edible. They're good.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's I feel like that a lot of these brands fall into the trap where they feel like they have to be the healthiest cereal and the best for the environment cereal or the best for whatever cereal. They chose a path. They are just okay, we're going to make cereals that are, with at least taste-wise, they compete with the brand name cereals. And where we're going to differentiate ourselves is that we're going to have a better process in how to make them. So we're going to include agricultural best practices. We're going to make sure there aren't any pesticides. We're going to make sure we're organic. We're going to make sure all these things. And then on top of that, we're also going to be the ones that donate money to charity every time that you buy this product. It's almost like they've conceded to the fact that they're not going to be able to compete with the brand name cereals unless they have some sort of that production process. They have the same chemical makeup, at least, as the other cereals. But they can upgrade everything else around that cereal in order to make it balance out environmentally.
And I think they're really doing a service to the harmony of the family because parents want kids to eat a certain way because it's what they believe in, but kids want to eat the junk that tastes awesome that they see on TV. And this keeps the argument to a minimum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
By saying, you want Reese's Puffs? How about these chocolate leap and lemurs? And just tell yourself it's Reese's.
Right.
But you'll thank me in 20 years, mom guilt.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I don't think kids would know the difference if they ate the cereal. If you didn't show them the label, you didn't show them any of the other stuff about the cereal, you just poured it into a bowl, and the kids weren't like intimately familiar with what peanut butter crunch looked like, and you looked at the bowl and you tasted it, you would be like, this is peanut butter crunch. You know, It's better in a lot of different ways than the corporate brands. Because, like, you know, you buy this product and... You know, 1% of the proceeds go to environmental agencies or environmental organizations, which is more than you can say for Captain Crunch. Fat Captain Crunch sitting over there rolling in his dough. Where are his tax returns? Is what I want. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's his birth certificate?
Yeah. Where's Captain Crunch's birth certificate?
Mm-hmm. Where's his physical report?
Yeah. I want to see how well he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about that time he had scurvy? Yeah,
he definitely had scurvy. There's no vitamin C. Wait, is there no vitamin C? I shouldn't make such.
No. I will make a broad sweeping statement. No vitamin C in his doubloons. No vitamin C in his quote berries. Okay, and all of his health issues have been buried because the naval media does not want you to know the truth.
They don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to know that he's unfit to be the leader of Peanut Butter Captain Crunch.
Yeah, he's unfit to be a captain. First of all, the guy is like 90 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. He is wearing the same uniform they gave him when he first joined.
Yeah. It doesn't.
The dude is behind the times.
The rumor is he's not even really a captain.
Oh, I mean, the rumor mill is just rife with conspiracy about his rank. You know, he may not even exist. He could just be like that Al Pacino movie where the model was just a VR program.
You mean like the original Wheaties, all the cover models on the original Wheaties box?
Yeah, it's just all Simone. I think if this is a way of eating that is important to you, this is a very good way to go and still be able to play along with the Super Cereal podcast. Because if you're eating, flaxseed flakes, I mean, why do you even bother listening to the show? It's like watching people eat while you're fasting.
Maybe that's it. Maybe the people listen to the program because they want to hear us they want to hear us describe how these cereals taste because they can't eat those cereals.
It's like, hanging around with smokers and letting them blow the secondhand smoke into your face.
Or just like, like on TV, whenever they have like a model be like, why don't you describe that piece of cake for me real quick? I just want to listen to you. I just want to watch you eat it. Can I just watch you eat it?
We joke, but there is some weirdo on this, like riding mass transit. And he's like, oh my God, Paul just had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on white bread. As he is eating his organic figs and avocado spread.
Why is he eating fig and avocado spread?
I don't know. Why do you guys eat anything that you eat? I don't think I've had a fig in like a million years.
Figs,
unless it was inside a Newton.
And that's just fruit and cake.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that was such a good commercial. A cookie's just a cookie, but a Newton is fruit and cake. That sidebar, that one right there. That's a big discussion in our household. My wife thinks fig Newtons are terrible.
Why? No, they're good.
She doesn't care for them. She doesn't like them, and I think they're amazing.
No, but they're delicious.
I also like sugar wafers.
Yeah, I also like sugar wafers too, and Nilla wafers. Yeah.
Nick, I feel like you are really deep down inside a normal guy.
Uh-huh.
And you have this need to suppress that and be this California person.
Here's the thing, Paul. I do very much like the California healthy lifestyle. I do like it. But I think that I like it more because it hides the inner monster inside of me. Because if there wasn't this veneer of wanting to be more healthy and wanting to better myself, that I would only eat Oreos.
So this is your version of finding religion, basically.
Yeah, I was just like, I have to quell the original sin that's inside of me, and that original
the passions.
These passions that is basically just like a gluttonous monster that if it was left to its own devices and left to run rampant, it would only subsist on Oreos, Mountain Dew, and Doritos. And for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My cereal would be just Cool Ranch Doritos in a bowl with Code Red poured on top of it. And then with a sprinkling of Oreos on top of that. I think that would probably be the only thing I would eat, actually.
I think the fact that we're like 3,000 miles apart might be the best thing for you.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing.
Because I could bring out the junk monster in you pretty easily.
Yeah, and I can't have it. I can't deal with that.
Can't have it.
I can't have it.
All right, let's wrap this bad boy up. Let's wrap up this organic baby.
So bottom line is this product is actually a lot better than I thought it would be. Envirokidz turned out to be better, and even though it's got kind of a story that could maybe turn you off, maybe it's a little too
pretentious.
It's a little pretentious.
Yeah. And just to sort of piggyback on what you're saying, you're right. It can feel a little snotty. It can feel a little pretentious. But it's one of those things where I really do believe that the company does have its heart in the right place. Mm-hmm. It's not... I really don't want to throw anyone under the bus. So I'm just going to say, like, it's not like when a big corporation launches a competitive brand, a brand that's going to compete with a company like Nature's Path, and acts like it gives a crap as part of the marketing. Like
Cascadian Farm.
Like this company's marketing is about a better environment, a better quality product with better ingredients that you can trust, but they actually live it and it's who they are. It's not just the message they're selling.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth a try, especially if I think it's a pretty good way for people to sort of baby step into the concept of shopping organic and shopping non-GMO and sort of doing a comparison, because you're not going to go broke and it's so friggin' hard. It's going to last you a month. Yeah.
I mean, this is a good way to, like, for people that shop Tom's and like, they like the idea of like buying something that contributes something else to somebody that's less advantaged, or to that, has like a charitable component to it. Like this is the avenue that you might want to try, or you might want to go down.
I feel like we haven't really ended a show with such a beaming endorsement in a long time.
I think that this is the first time that we've had like a cereal that we didn't already know the score of, that we came into and we were kind of both impressed by. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to the Super Cereal Podcast. You can hear us on SoundCloud. You can hear us on iTunes also, and Google Play Music, and on Overcast, and on Stitcher, which I don't know if anybody actually uses Stitcher. I still am not sure if that's an actual thing, but we're there too.
Yeah, and you can follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on our Tumblr page.
And on our Tumblr page, which hopefully I will be able to update. I've been really slacking on updating the Tumblr page. I'm going to do better this week. I might take it a few episodes back so that we could, because there's some things like for the granola episode, we inserted a clip from John Green testing out putting the Nature's Valley granola bars in the microwave life hack thing. I want to make sure that video's on there because I want to make sure that John Green gets credit. I just don't want Nerd Fighter fans come and attack me and try to skin me alive. I don't want that. So,
is that John Green, the author?
John Green, the author, yeah. He's been on YouTube with his brother since like 2007, and they have like a whole like organization around them called Nerd Fighters. They're all like super fans. And
awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, he also is on Mental Floss. He does the Mental Floss videos, and like that was what that was part of. Anyway, I just don't want the Nerd Fighters to come and flay me, so I'm going to make sure that I'm going to give him credit, and that'll be on the Tumblr page soon.
The other thing, too, is you can contact us at superserialpodcast@gmail.com, and we are asking for your questions and your comments. We want to start getting some input here because we would love to do a sort of like a mailbag episode towards the end of the season. So it can simply be a statement about how much you hate us, or it can be a legitimate question. So send us your questions. Mm-hmm. Also, if you are interested in any of the Monster cereal swag. Feel free to send us an email and ask, because I gotta do something with it.
Yeah, so this is Nick.
And this is Paul.
And this has been Cereal.
Organic cereal.
I got a perfect cold open for you.
Okay.
So I'm watching this video today. It's about butthole maintenance. And I was looking at the foods that are good for butthole maintenance. You know what is a good food for butthole maintenance?
Can we not say butthole?
Bunghole?
Okay, what is a good food for
do you want to know a good food for your bunghole maintenance?
Yes.
Cereal.
Specifically like high fiber stuff?
Yeah, high fiber is good for your bunghole, for your butthole.
I want to ask questions, but I don't want to encourage the continuation of this conversation.